today I really want to focus on sacrificing people who sacrifice people for gain, for money.
I want y'all to pay very close attention. If you haven't watched this video, if you never heard this, I want you to listen, because this video right here, this is a story of Aaron Hall's baby mother. The night she went out to an event similar to Takeoff, similar to King Von, similar, like, these are rituals. And she's going to break down the night that she was supposed to die. I want y'all to listen real careful, because, well, let her talk first, and then you'll understand where I'm going with this video.
For power, for celebrity status. And I believe that this is a touchy subject for a lot of people, because people don't want to acknowledge that this does happen, that people sacrifice people for money and fame. And people are scared to. You know, I think it's time for people to talk about things that, you know, you don't want to talk about, but that's really happening. We have to face it today.
Sure.
And the reason why I'm bringing up this topic today is because it was told to my son, my oldest, that just turned 25. Happy birthday, Aaron. Yesterday. And that he wasn't supposed to be born. So I know that sounds crazy.
Really?
He was over a mutual friend of me and his father, Blue Da Vinci's house. He's recording with his son, doing music. Yes, my son is musically talented as well. And a gentleman was visiting him, and when Blue introduced my son as Aaron Hall, Gloria Velez's child, the gentleman told my son he wasn't supposed to be born. So this was shock for my son. My son was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? That's not something you say to someone you just met, you know? Right. So he said, call your father, FaceTime your father. I'll confirm the whole story. And my son got on FaceTime with his dad and this gentleman. And they told my son this story, which I never told him ever in his life. So yeah, let's get right into it. Okay.
Absolutely.
So it's the year 1996. I am dating Aaron Hall. I am 17 years old and pregnant at the time. I know. We're actually in LA, and he was going to sign with Death Row Records. Okay. So he's recording, doing music.
Mind you, I want y'all to keep in mind, Aaron Hall was in his 30s. She was 17 years old.
He's doing video shoots. And I was, you know, part of it. We were living out in a hotel, you know, because we wasn't, you know, living there. We was just recording, and he was just getting a feel of the whole, everybody's going to sign with Death Row. You know, you got Pac, you got Casey and JoJo, you got Snoop. It was amazing to be a part, you know. So, yeah, Aaron's super talented, and they wanted to be a part of Death Row Records. We were invited to a Mother's Day event, 1996, and all of Death Row family and friends were supposed to join, come and watch, you know, their relatives perform for them. So I thought that was a beautiful thing. I was going to get my hair and nails done, and Aaron was like, I can't take you. I can't take you. Tupac is going to take you and make sure you're good and safe. I was like, oh, okay. You know, we're in LA, and, you know, this is my first time out there, so okay, he's gonna make sure I'm safe. I didn't think nothing of it. And at that time, him and Pac were talking. Things seemed a little antsy. He was more on edge than usual, Aaron. And so Aaron said he had to go to a meeting. That's why he couldn't, you know, take me to get my hair and nails done. And it was an important meeting, and he couldn't miss it. So Pac's gonna hold me down. So I go to the salon. You know, me and Pac had deep conversations. So it was the first time I've ever been alone with him and actually one-on-one. I mean, he schooled me on life. He schooled me on becoming a mom. He schooled me on just so many things that I would never forget our conversation, ever forget our conversation about this industry. I mean, me being 17 and all this is in front of me, and it's a wow factor, you know, all these celebrities and, you know, the studio and video shoots, and this man is so deeply spiritual, so connected with, you know, himself and the worldly things that are going on. He just knew so much, and I'm grateful that I got that opportunity to have with him. And then we met up with Aaron after I got my nails and, you know, hair done. We went to the hotel, and Aaron's extra, you know, stress and pacing back and forth, and him and Pac start talking. So He's extra mean, extra, just everything. And I felt like there was something going on. It's more than just business. So to let you know, allegedly, when he was, you know, going to this meeting, he was kind of pleading for my life, you know. So people to be down with the cause, you got to sacrifice people, which is insane to me. And
was you didn't hear what she said? In order to be in that music game, when you go through the Norwich door to door, I don't know if it's homo, I don't know if it's sacrifice or bestiality, because it's 3 of them. So now you're hearing it again from the video vixen, Aaron Hall's baby mother / wife. A girl that he got with when he was in his 30s. She was 17 years old. Y'all got to start paying attention.
They told him, you know, there come a dime a dozen of her. You know, she could be replaced. I don't care if she's pregnant. You can get a pretty young thing and it's no big deal. So allegedly, he said, no, I'll be damned. I'm not going to do that. I love her. You know, I'll die for her. So they went back and forth and back and forth. And allegedly, it was said, it's going to happen if you like it or not. So he buys me a white dress to go to the event, right? And the day of the event now, we're getting dressed and he's extra antsy and very mean to me. I mean, he was mean, but he was mean. And everybody knows he was, you know, violent, verbally, physically, emotionally. But you got to understand, I was 17, naive, young, you know, so I loved him. You know, when you love someone, you make excuses for people, you know, you know, he treats you so well one minute and the next minute he could be so ugly. And then you hold on to the goodness in them, you know? So that's what I did throughout the violence in our relationship. So the day of it, we're getting dressed and we're leaving the hotel and we're waiting outside in front for our limo. And Casey and JoJo was standing outside waiting for their limo as well. And Aaron was just grabbing me and just being aggressive. And I hate the dress. And I'm like, you bought it for me. Like, what are you, like, you crazy? You know, like, what's going on? Like, why are you so, he was so angry. He wanted to argue with me, but I wasn't giving it to him. I was not. There was some.
He was starting to fight with her because he knew she was going to get sacrificed that night. So he wanted to get himself angry so he could be mad and put that I don't give a F about her before they rocked her snot box.
Eerie in the air for me that it was just something different. And Casey and JoJo was talking to him and trying to calm him down and pray with him. So right there, that was kind of a God sent of angel, both of them trying to calm him down, pray with him, talk to him, and trying to refocus his mind. So I say this before we go into the venue. When he was pleading for my life and telling that, you know, he doesn't want nothing happening to me, but he's still taking me to the venue. You know, I went over this over and over in my head. Why would he take me? Why would he take her somewhere where he knew they was going to kill her? He didn't put her on a plane and send her to the Virgin Islands where she'd be safe. He brought her with a white dress so she could stand out, so she could be executed in front of a room full of people. Pay attention. White dress on me is like, you know, dressing the lamb and giving her to the wolves. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has different levels of love or how they should love someone. Obviously, he doesn't know how to love right. But I would never put my loved one in that situation, knowing that you're going into the wolves' den. You know what's going to happen. You know what they want to do. But you should have take me home on a plane or say, leave me alone. Don't ever talk to me. I play that back over and over again. You know, the ride to I could honestly remember how I felt, the scared young girl, you know, petrified, just emotionally distraught, but so in love with him at the time. Like literally in love with him. And, you know, I want to give him excuses. You know, that's what a lot of women do when you're abused. We give them excuses after excuses, but, you know, maybe he felt obligated to. You know, he wanted to be famous. He wanted them to be accepted. But you got to have limits and sacrifices, you know, to want to be rich or to want to be famous. You got to have limits. You know, you can't. that limit of sacrificing a person shouldn't be ever.
Right.
So we go in the car, we drive to the venue, we pull up. He grabs my hand. You know, the same thing he always says, look at me, don't look at no man. You know, an aggressive person that, you know, super controlling.
I like that. Hey, you look at me. Don't you look at no, don't you look at no other man. You look at me.
The same routine. We walk in. So when we walk in before we enter the venue, of all the people and the cameras and all the family that's sitting down at the tables, this old lady was walking out, being escorted out actually. A mature lady, she was like in the 70s or 80s-year-old, had an entourage, and she stopped Aaron and I. She grabbed my belly, and I was only 4 months, but super skinny. I wasn't even showing. And she says, don't worry, your son is going to be all right. He's going to be healthy and he's going to be good, which we didn't know if we're having a boy or girl. Then she looks at Aaron and tells him, you know what? You be good to her and you protect her. And she prayed on us. That's God. God sent an angel right there because his whole demeanor changed. Because he was trying to get angry in the car. He was trying to start a fight, maybe to justify what's going to happen or was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? You know, I play that over and over.
Oh, y'all paying attention? She's telling you that this man that she's pregnant by, that she loves so much, damn near old enough to be her daddy, she telling you that this nigga took her to be sacrificed and he's trying to pick a fight so he could justify letting this shit go down like a sucker.
Like, if that lady didn't stop, or, you know, if she didn't say a prayer, or Casey and Jojo didn't pray outside the hotel, you know, that was God sending him, like, you know, what are you doing, Aaron? You know what I mean? You know of God. You know what I mean? You come from church.
Right,
so we walk into the venue, cameras, you know, video cameras, taking pictures. So we greet people, still by his side. We walk into the back of the venue, you know, because there's a stage, and so we walk in the back of the stage. He pulls a chair to the side of you see the stage, and there's the back entrance when you're performing and you're waiting to go on stage. So he puts a chair, sit here. I said, okay. But he was serious and aggressive. I was like, damn, he's like, I'm still have no idea. I'm oblivious of what's going on or what's going to happen or what they tend to do. This female, like, runs towards Aaron. And then he walks her halfway, grabs her, and they start talking, and they're in each other's face. So a 17-year-old's mind, you know what I'm thinking? They fucking. You know what I'm saying? Right? She's approaching, she's screaming, so I'm thinking, oh, I'm here, I'm pregnant. Right. You know, she's upset, Aaron's a hoe. You know, he's a nasty man, you know what I mean? Right. I'm like, listen, what's so crazy and mind-boggling to me.
She's breaking down the industry and how they backdoor you and how it's supposed to be done to her. So listen up, stupid.
I would never hit Aaron back, even though he was physically, you know, physical with me. But anybody else that would confront me, I would fight. I was a fighter. I was brave. But with him, I didn't step up for myself until I had my child. Then I was like, enough is enough. But so when she was screaming, and I was like, well, bitch, let's go, you know? So that was my mentality. That's hot. Even though I was pregnant, I was like, let's go, bitch. So I'm thinking Aaron's fucking her. She's upset. I'm here. He brought me here. So the mood changed. People started moving towards Aaron and I, men. And then I said, ooh, it felt eerie. I said, something's different. This is not you know, I'm fucking your man. It's a, you know, when you're hard, you feel something's wrong. Right. Okay. And then, so I shut up quick. I like was looking at the room and seeing, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck's really going on. Because I see the fear now in Aaron's face. Like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? So I see the fear that it's more than just they fucking, right? So within the commotion and people started moving towards, and you see the dudes, Pac runs. He runs towards Aaron, grabs up the girl, and says, nobody fucking touch her. Points to me. And he goes, she's family, she's Aaron's wifey. I told you nobody fucking touches her. So I looked and I was like, my mind's like, what the fuck is going on? He drags her out the side of the door. You know, there's always like back entrance to lead outside. And it was a back entrance, and a lot of people follow. When Pac moves, people follow. And they followed him outside. And then Aaron standing in front of me like a guard dog. He was like, don't move, don't say shit. I'm like, yeah, I had no idea what was going on. So we waited patiently until Pac came inside. And, you know, my heart's racing because, you know, your senses tell you something's wrong, that this is not right, you know, especially the people that you see around in the back. You know, it's not like we're in blue tuxedos, you know, we're in an all-white party. You know, we got some thugs, we got some gangsters, you know, it's real life shit that can go pop off. And I got that, but I didn't know how real it was going to get, or what they wanted to do, I should say. So Pac comes in and comes up to us and be like, you know, you guys are good. And looks at Aaron and says, don't stay long. Like dead up like that, don't stay long. And then hugged us and then went on stage. And my God, not knowing at that point he was my angel. He saved my life. I mean, I'm happy that Aaron stood up and grabbed and he was like, no, you know, but I'm mad that he brought me there anyways, you know, because he had a choice. You know, God always gives you a choice. Demons always give you a fucking choice. You know, that was his choice to bring me there to those wolves. You know, a lamb 17 and pregnant.
A lamb 17 and pregnant. Now we're going to get into this. Like, I don't think y'all understand, right? Look at all the deaths that happened in November. Now you got Takeoff. You had King Von. You got Young Dolph. Y'all not paying attention to the math? You're not doing the math? But we're going to stick to the topic. We ain't going to go into everybody. But, like, let's sit back and analyze now. Gloria just told y'all how she went to an event, a Hollywood event, and she was supposed to be sacrificed. Tupac stopped it. 4 months later, Tupac ended up dead. How did Tupac die? In a casino. After the fight, a nigga whispered in his ear, yo, Pac, that's that nigga right there that stole that chain. That was the distraction. You watch the footage of Orlando just standing there, minding his business. Pac goes over there, boom, sets it on him, stomps him out. They gave you a motive. Oh, this was over a chain. No, it wasn't. That was a sacrifice. Pac was sacrificed. He walked into a fight. He was led into a fight. And it costed him his life. King Von, in a car sleeping, going to a party. He gets waken up by his own entourage, his manager, whoever. Whisper in his ear. He jumps up out of his sleep, runs outside, gets shot in 2 different directions. One by Lil Tim, the other by the police. Y'all don't understand what's going on? Oh, right. It was a fight. It was a fight. This is what they do in Hollywood. This is what they do.